The age-old question of what do you give a man who has everything, I think just might have been answered. The answer is next to nothing if you can afford it. The most expensive thing on earth, well, in the air actually. Of course it is, and not trying to sound nerdy or geeky, but antimatter. It can sound complicated, but it isn't really. I'll try and
Like,
bring it right down so that
yeah,
everybody can understand. So antimatter needs to be built up of atoms of antimatter, and these are considered the rarest thing in the world, or indeed the universe. And it could take up to 1 billion years to rake up 1/10 of a gram. So what happens is when matter and antimatter, they say that matter, to one matter, there's an antimatter that pairs with it. So what happens is when matter and antimatter meet up, they destroy each other and produce energy. So in the natural environment, it's impossible to collect antimatter because it's always getting destroyed by matter. Matter is what makes us, our surroundings, things that we feel and touch. It's everything. The world
yeah,
is made of matter.
right, yeah,
A banana, sorry, so we produce antimatter, especially when you talk about potassium. I was about to say, a banana which is rich in potassium releases one particle of antimatter an hour. But as the antimatter is met with matter, it gets annihilated.
yeah,
So as soon as the banana lets go of one piece of antimatter,
mm,
the matter around it attacks it and it just gets killed.
right,
At CERN in Switzerland, they have produced antimatter, but it's very expensive and it doesn't last very long.
mm,
The longest lifespan of an anti-atom, which antimatter is made up of,
yes,
anti-atoms,
that's it, yeah,
the lifespan of the longest is only 17 minutes. It only survived 17 minutes.
yeah, yeah.
So let's go back to our question again. What do you give a man who has everything? Funnily enough, my mother gave me the answer to this when I was a kid. And the answer is
Now,
nothing.
now, in your vernacular, now, yeah,
There you are.
yeah. Well, okay. I remember reading this Brief History of Time by Bill Bryson years ago. Other things I've got, some of the books behind me. No, I'm an authority because again, it's very well. I'll say it's theoretical. We say they've produced it, but yes. Um, I mean, the way I've always understood it is like you said, by its very nature. Yeah, they will they'll cancel each other out. Matter and antimatter will cancel each other out, but that there still has to be, the way I understand it, more matter than there is antimatter. That's why it gets destroyed so quickly.
There is.
Otherwise,
And what they're saying is
yeah,
that as there is matter in
yeah,
abundance
yeah,
and few antimatter
exactly, yeah,
here,
yeah,
right? In the other place in the universe, there can be more antimatter
yeah,
than what there is matter, and people would be living their life normally,
mm,
right? In this place, it's full of antimatter because it hasn't met with the matter.
right, okay.
If
In
that
which
makes
case,
sense to you.
yeah, but then that's matter. If something exists, it's matter.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would
Yeah,
automatically you call it matter.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
That is, of course, if you don't understand the difference between antimatter and matter.
well, yeah. I mean, okay. There has to be a balance of one thing, so you can have one thing there and one thing there. Yeah, the laws physics allow that. Yeah, but it's a yeah, you, yin and yang. Yeah, you're gonna have to have something. If you don't have, yeah, one thing less than the other, yeah, that this thing can exist. Yeah, therefore, yeah. When I say that, yeah, I mean our understanding of it is, yeah. I mean, Again, that's the, where the theoretical is, and yeah, I'm going to be pulled apart by physicists here. But again, I mean, but they live in a theoretical world as well. Um, they're always talking about the destruction, the end of everything. Physicists are when you meet them, rather depressing people, really. Um, yeah, it's a. I mean, yeah, I like astronomy and I like other things, but yeah, I like realities of things I can talk about rather than this. Um, yeah,
Well, antimatter does exist
yeah, no, it does exist. I'm not
because they've
denying.
captured it.
Yeah, yeah,
But the thing is, it's so rare.
yeah. Well, that's it. 17 minutes. You got to study it, and I
It's
thought it was shorter than
49,
that.
yeah, it's 49 uh, trillion pounds a gram.
Well, yeah, to
If
create
you
it.
can get
Yeah,
it, if you
yeah,
can get it.
yeah. You got to create it. Yeah. It's yeah, it's one of these things. It's a fascinating thing to think about and study, and people are being paid to do this. Yeah. Um, I mean, yeah, they're not just showing up there and sitting around on their desk doing this. They are doing the mathematics behind it to help us understand how the universe was created. What end that go to, I don't know, but it's theoretical. It's theoretical physics. Physics. Yeah. Um, again, yeah, I'm gonna have to go away and I might have to do one of my own Tuesdays or follow up to this and really come back at you, Steve, on this one, unfortunately,
But
because
don't get too scientific on me. Don't get too neat, geeky.
I'm afraid, mate.
Because I kept this very simple so that
Yeah,
even I could understand it. You know?
yeah. I mean, yes, it's something I peripherally read about and I understood. And like I said, I read about it in the brief history of time and glazed over that part of it because um, sometimes, yes, you can go into a disappear into a rabbit hole with these things, or wormhole even. That's probably stuck behind a antimatter as well, into a
Yep, right,
wormhole.
right, yep.
Yeah,
Black
getting
hole.
close to the black hole.
Yep,
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there you go. I know my metaphors, as it were, on these
yep.
things. But um, yeah, it it's something that's for me to spend a lot of time thinking about. But now you've scratched on something that I've got the time now and the energy to look at. I might come back at you with this. Yeah, I might do one of my Tuesday ones as a follow up to this, just out of interest. No, I won't make it. Well, how can I make it so that I can't understand it? Yeah, I have to understand it to explain it. But it's an interesting subject. It's a study of physics. Um, CERN is looking at this. Okay, the Higgs boson um, atoms and etc. How's everything created? How's everything ultimately going to be destroyed? What is dark matter? What is dark energy? All this to me is all connected, and I love it. I like the ideas of it all.
Let's be
Um,
skating around the outside of it
yeah, yeah,
because before I get lost. If
yeah.
I delve into it, I get lost.
I think any of us would. I mean, yeah. Now we're now talking about quantum, um, oh, quantum physics. Yeah,
Yeah,
which is ran. Yeah, again, we're yeah. It's all connected somehow. There's a thread that goes away through right the way through it. Neither of us are going to go into that level of it at the moment. Except for
I imagine all those 18-year-olds Elon Musk is using on Doge. They understand everything about it.
well, that's why they're there. I mean, they're no. Let's be honest, they're no good for anything else.
Yeah,
But
well,
data analysis, yeah.
yeah.
They don't really see figures. They don't really know why they're doing it. They've just been told a task, and they're doing a damn fine job of it. If you ask me, whatever side of the fence you're sitting on that, yeah, incredible. Yeah, yeah. When it all finishes, they're going to be out of work. You know that. What else can you? Yeah, what else can you use them for? But yeah, um, but yes, it's
The reason why, yeah, the reason why I brought this subject up
yeah,
is not because I'm particularly scientific or anything like that.
no.
It's just the fact that finally they put a price on how much antimatter costs.
Well, I don't know about you, Steve, but I'm going to go into my backyard this afternoon and start looking at how we can produce it. I mean, there's a
Well,
market in it.
I'm going to the supermarket and I'm going to buy a big cache of bananas.
Stand there with a margarine tub over, catching the stuff, you know. That's it. Quick, put the
Right?
lid on.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna be pulled apart by our physicists out there if they watch this. Yes, we know we're only joking, guys. We're not decrying what you do or your intelligence levels, but
No,
yeah,
I'm not. I'm going to go to the supermarket to buy some bananas later.
yeah. We went
But
yesterday.
because banana's sweet, of course.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Not,
I don't know what's
not
happened to. I don't know what keeps happening to my bananas. They're perfectly good at the supermarket. When we put them in a tray, within 2 days, they've turned black.